I will. I can start with. Shall I start presentation, or we will wait for several minutes?
Let's start if you want. If you feel
Okay.
like yes.
Yeah, I will start, and then so I will open my screen. So this is a presentation I just we had a big workshop with many different organizations, Global Water Partnership and Business Council for Sustainable Development and Nature Climate Solution Alliance and other organizations. And this is famous forecast from Limit of Growth, Rome Club in 72, and KPMG. KPMG just taste and use this model, and they got the same results as 50 years ago. So that after 2020, we will have a collapse with a different system, food, energy, and so on. And the main reason of this, as all professional knows, is planetary boundaries. We overstep. This is planetary boundary, green, and we overstep with different key things like climate change, biodiversity, land degradation, and different others. And this is main reason for all consequences like climate change, like food, energy crisis, ecological crisis, and even political conflicts. And this is Central Asia. I will show several examples why ecosystems are important for not only for economy, but for whole our not for only for health, for economy, for environment, but for our human life. And I can. This is several slides to showing these glaciers of Central Asia, and it's a huge territory. It's like water towers for whole region, and with animals, of course, like snow leopard, and forest, mountain forest ecosystems, and rivers, and so on. And we can UNDP last year, they calculated that all goods we have from forest, it's many times less than role of forest for climate change. So it means that if we will calculate ecosystem services of forest, we need to stop our economical use of this forest. And much more important function of forest, not only for climate change, but to preserve a physical and biological foundation of life on Earth, including biotic pump and water regulation and many other functions. And it's cost much more than even for climate change services. And forest important. This is apple in Almaty. It's named Apport. And you see that this is a calculation from UNESCO, assessment of UNESCO and many other organizations, consensus that only this apple, they have all genetic parameters we have in the apple around the world. So it means that it's a mother apple of all different 6,000 type of apples in the world, and the only wild this apple, name it Sivers apple tree. It's now it's like base to continue Apple business, #1 business in the fruits in the world. So we need to know, because all professionals, they know that without this basic genetic apple, genetic sort of Sivers apple, all apples in the world will degrade it. So we need to protect this. But in Kazakhstan, it's motherland of this apple, it's still very small understanding of importance of such unique genetic materials, because they cut these trees because they want to build new housing and areas and for different economical needs. So this is it's still under big pressure. And the same for apricot ordinary. It's the same role for all apricots in the world. It's in Kyrgyzstan. It's border between Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan, and this the same situation, because it's your ICN Red Book under treat, and many other species, and like Przewalski horse. It's species of real wild horse in the earth, and listed again in the Red Book in Kazakhstan, and IUCN Red List, and Convention of CITES Convention. And this water ecosystem in Central Asia, you see this, all these countries like Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, more than 60 million of people, including Afghanistan, and partly with China, including many millions of people, and like blood system of all this region. It's under pressure, because you know this famous situation with Aral Sea degradation. It's a famous ecological catastrophe in the world, and this is Aral Sea, former Aral Sea. Now it's a new desert, and all this region very quickly degraded, because it will turn into from former garden into desert. And the same situation with Caspian Sea. It's Russia, Iran, Turkmenistan, and Kazakhstan, and others. And this is integrated indicators of Ural sturgeon. You see this because pollution and other things, and Caspian seals. It's near zero. And same situation with Ural between Russia and Kazakhstan. It's a huge, very important area, it's now under threat, and Ural Delta, it's under huge degradation now, and it's former photo from Ural River, and this is another huge area, Balkhash Lake between China and Kazakhstan. It's one of the biggest lake ecosystem in the world. It's together like UK, Denmark, Switzerland, Holland, Belgium all together. It's it's supported more than 50,000 small and medium lakes, rivers, water bodies, and different type of water sources. And it's cover mountains and deserts. This basically includes 12 types of ecosystems, and many peoples, it's Kazakh guys in nature hunting, and many lakes depends from these ecosystems, and many important other ecosystems. And this is one of biggest place in these ecosystems. It's wild tulips. It's appeared 10 million years ago in this territory, and the same, they need to be protected. And many nice places like this place near of biggest city of Kazakhstan, near of Almaty, but according to calculations, this ecosystem under degradation, and McKinsey after 1 year of research, they stated that businesses usually will result by ecological catastrophe similar to Aral Sea disaster. This is Balkhash Lake, and after this catastrophe, all this region will disaster as the same as the Aral Sea, and because it's very sensitive ecosystems, very not deep lake, and any unlimited pressure, water use, or pollution will destroy all these ecosystems. And Aral Sea catastrophe, it was only 50 years ago, 70 years ago, and you see this started from irrigation. This is formed only 50 years ago. Aral Sea produced many sturgeon for many million peoples, and but during Soviet time, it's huge irrigation program started, and then now we have only new desert with dust storms. It's Aral Sea is here, and this Caspian Sea, and this many other countries. This is photo from satellite, and you see this dust storm with very toxic salt from former place of Aral Sea, and but at the same time, World Bank and UNDP calculated that this is huge and very rich region, and but if people, government, and businesses will cooperate in direct way, they will have not such problem, but huge profit, economical profit, and very healthy ecosystems. and but the main reason of this, that our management system, they will not even protect, but they will have no chance to save such ecosystems like Caspian Sea, Balkhash Lake, and mountain ecosystems, pastures, tulip, apples, and many others. So it means that we develop such a statement to recognize the value and role of natural ecosystem to preserve climate and life on the earth. This is linked in English and Russian, and you can see with this argument why and what. And in short, reasons for this initiative, that natural ecosystems are basis of biological life on Earth. Million years, they have maintained climate stability, global water circulation, and many other processes necessary for life in our planet. All laws of nature are foundation of life on Earth, and they are higher than human constitutions. All morals and economical laws of humanity should be secondary to them and must obey them. At the same time, human activities and human management system, they destroying all this ecosystem and even does not protect ecosystems. Even in the international level, I mean, SDGs and UNFCCC, NCBD, Climate Biodiversity Convention, and Climate Change Convention, there is still the lack of proper understanding and critical state of importance of natural ecosystems, because climate conventions focus only for emissions, mostly. SDGs, they have different many sectoral goals, important and not important, global and not global, like poverty and food and energy and the working place and many others. But ecosystems, goals for ecosystems is one of many of them, and not the main goal. And even conventional biodiversity, they focusing on mostly for species, not for ecosystems, and not it's not strong convention. And transition from conventional sectoral management to ecosystem management is a main way to protect ecosystems, because all human system of management in global level, national level, and local level, they based on sectoral approach, on resources-oriented approach. For example, if we will take this Balkhash Lake ecosystems, if you will see deeply for each program who located in these ecosystems, I mean for states and different ministries, you cannot see in their program this goal like protect Balkhash Lake ecosystems. They have different goals like increase energy production and food production and irrigation and tourism and different industries, but no one program involves this basin in sectoral program. They have no such goal like protect ecosystems. So it means that we still working on fragmentary base. We cannot see common goals. We cannot understand our dependence, not only our businesses and sectoral goals, but even our life from health of these ecosystems. And there is a good news that in New York Stock Exchange last year, they announced a new type of businesses and they calculated that more than $120 trillion its cost of global ecosystem goods. It's more in 20 times more than all sales of oil and gas in the world. It means that understanding and cost of ecosystem services will be increased. But the question is, do we have a time to change all this system? And summary, ecological sustainability is main task of humanity, should be main task of humanity. All other tasks and goals like poverty and health and political relations between countries and education and food and others, they achievable by time, investment, technology, but degradation of ecosystem it's unreversible process. And if we cut trees, we cannot alive trees with even with money or investment or technology. So ecological sustainability should be main and task of whole humanity among all sustainable development goals. And nature conservation project and program should be based on inclusive and ecosystem approach, not a resources-based approach, like only forest, only energy, only emissions, and others. And public participation is a key for such program. And this is the second part of presentation. And still such regions like Central Asia, Russia, Kazakhstan, they are still rich with such ecosystems, but in all these countries, it's we have a very quick degradation process. So this is my first part of my presentation, and if you have a question or comments, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Bulat. Thank you to bring to the summit this part of the world. I think that we are really happy that's shown here too. And this is recording and this will be available for more people to be seen. And as you said before, Central Asian attendees now, it's a difficult schedule for them, but that will be released and that can always be seen after. Yeah. And really, I'm personally really grateful that you bring this region with us today. Sorry for my camera.
I show this example in this region just as example because we have the same process in the whole world, because we have climatic global crisis and biodiversity global crises and food global crises, fish global crisis. It's this typical situation because this system, conventional management system, governance system for economy, we have in all countries, because all countries, they have Ministry of Energy #1, Ministry of Defense #1, Ministry of Industry #1, and Ministry of Environment Protection. It's maybe number 10 or 20. Yesterday we had a bad news from Denmark that new head of the state of Denmark, he he delete Ministry of Environment from the government at all. And he decided that environment should be part of Ministry of Energy. So this is global process because economic needs and they still number one priority, number one goals in all countries. And my second presentation is what we can change, what we can do for this transformation.
Mm-hmm. Julie, did you want to share something maybe? Judith?
No, I'm happy to learn more. Thank you.
Okay, great.
So how we can to transit from narrow to ecosystem-based governance. So I just will show again this example from this is calculation from McKinsey, and they prognosis that we will have in this nice, rich, and very unique region more territory, more than UK, Denmark, Switzerland, and many other countries together. We will have new huge desert. Desert is the highest level of environmental degradation. And even McKinsey, they calculated that gap of this, that Kazakhstan and China can stop the degradation even with profit. They show in which direction they can change this system, save water and protect ecosystems and restore forests and stop pollutions, and even to get more working place, more profit, and more social benefits. And they clearly recommended that to adopt national plan for preservation of lake ecosystems. And this is not from McKinsey, but from our research. We did this about 10 years ago, that critical level of lake in Baltic system should be not less than 341 meter. It's a critical balance between runoff and evaporation. It's very sensitive indicators. If runoff will be less, that lake will be immediately destroyed and disappeared. And we even developed very concrete, detailed measures how we can implement this plan, like using new tariff system and a new regime of hydro energy station, and to replace rice and other water-intensive crops by different crops, and which in which and where, in which territory and where, even such calculation, and to reduction communal water consumption. For example, in Almaty city, where they have now 500 liters per capita, and it's possible to reduce this to 3 times less, and many other simple actions. But this is my research, that this is yellow, it's a level, main goal of all these activities in this region, from energy, from agriculture, from industry, from biodiversity, and only all them together with concrete indicators. For example, reduction water losses, 5 cubic kilometers possible here. Or, for example, water saving in Almaty, as I mentioned here. And a hydro energy station with a different regime and different other solutions, and only all together program with these new corrected goals can give this common goal like 341 meters critical level, not less, including runoff and inflow from China. So only all together. So if we will have common management system, all of them, energy, agriculture, tourism, industry, communal sector, and transboundary cooperation, all of them only can show how they depend from this critical ecosystem, from this lake. And what they need to change in their program, and how they, when, how much, and how they can, and what they can do to support these common goals. This goal is sustainable development goals, like this model, like all our Earth. So it means that if we will take all our global system, I mean biosphere, it's the same approach. So only common management system, common goals, not like now we have a list of sustainable development goals without real relation. They different organizations like UN, EU, IGES, and many other organizations, they develop different reports about interlinkages, about all sustainable development goals, but it's only theoretical. The link between all goals, they can get only under localization of these goals. I mean, energy, water, food, agriculture, tourism, biodiversity, others, localization on concrete ecosystem. And only such localization will show where, how much, and when, because now such without such localization, there is no, they cannot say exactly how much we need renewable energy, or how much we need to increase energy efficiency or water efficiency. For example, because with increasing energy efficiency, we shall increase the cost for these actions. So we need the green economy. They didn't give answer. They have no answer how much, but localization of these goals to concrete ecosystem, they will show where, how much, and even how we need to change these sectoral programs. Even to answer when and what type of education, specialists or researchers we need for this action or for this action. So it's mean that this is it's named ecosystem or basin approach, only answer and way to integrate all fragmented now programs and actions, only base for integrated activities, and to understand only one way to understand common goals and dependence from all sectoral activities from ecosystem health. This is my first key result of this assessment. And second important result is this is just scheme of management in this Balkhash Lake ecosystem. This in Russian, unfortunately, this is green. It's a whole ecosystem. Consists from water, forest, fish, soil, and others, flora and fauna, and all these different ministries. And this is different regions and enterprises. And you see this, no one as I mentioned, in no one program of all these actors, they didn't have these common goals. All of them just trying to get more and more from all these resources. And I mean, this is just result of analysis of international activities experience. We have in the world more than 500 successful experience of basin management, and all of them, they have different type of success, but still we have no whole, no holistic and strong ecosystem management in the world, because for whole for full ecosystem management we need one second conditions. This first conditions I just explained it, that ecosystem approach or water basin approach is with priority goals of consistent conservation. This is main. And second basic needs is overcoming alienation of public and businesses, because now they not involved for this management and protection of natural capital ecosystem services. And the second conditions, it's one of key, and we propose to overcome this alienation and fragmented management system to transfer from conflict to cooperation. We propose to create basin social corporation. Basin social corporation is not the industrial or financial corporation, because if you can see legislation of US or EU, they activities of social basin corporation, is aimed for integrated social, environmental, and commercial effects. But environmental social goals are priority for this corporation, and stimulate investment and protection of investment to green sectors and protect ecosystems, and not destroying of natural capital. Basin social corporation is an open stock company. They more flexible for management, and they, as I mentioned in slide for localization, it's only such basin corporation can involve all people who live in this region, all businesses who are working in these businesses, and all different actors like many ministries and many regional administrations. This corporation unite all of them in one management mechanism with people and public, not like just participants, but real stakeholders based on on their ownership. It means that that they should be people, all people, population should be shareholders of this not nature and ecosystem capital of this system. For example, if you have 100 euro or dollars share, if you shareholders for 100 or for example dollars for sturgeon in Caspian Sea or this Balkhash Lake, you will every morning check the cost of these shares and to check what government is doing or what type of business project started or planning in this system. You will not just to be behind of the system. You will be involved and for direct this direct interest and direct management system based on your full right for management. So it's a different type of involvement of all people to protect our planet and protect our ecosystems. And this is approach is best approach, not just to protect, of course, first of all, to protect ecosystems, but as well to stop different conflicts between different groups, between businesses and states, government, and between people, and to solve all conflict between transboundary countries like China and Kazakhstan, or Russia and Kazakhstan, or Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, and different countries. And because it's not just based on international laws, but based on common understanding and common interest, like shareholders, to protect and to improve states of nature capital and ecosystem goods, which will increase, which will be based for new businesses, and price will be increased for this ecosystem services. So it's new opportunities for this new type of management system. I name it Basin Social Corporation, and this is in English video. You can see this, and in this I will stop my second presentation. Thank you for your attention. Is it clear that what I mentioned? First, we need to change our destroying approach we have in the all countries and all level, from national, local to global level. We have now destroying system. We destroying our planet, and we continue to destroy our planet. This is first. Second, to change the system, we need to change our narrow and fragmented, resource-oriented or sector-oriented approaches we have now in all levels, as I mentioned, even on global level around sustainable development goals. All we have sectoral approach, energy goals, food goals, health goals, and others. We have still fragmented and sectoral approach. And to change the system, we need to move from sectoral approach for holistic and ecosystem approach based on nature processes. Remember my first presentation. Nature law is higher than our constitutions. It's not depend from human. We depend from nature laws. So we need to integrate our economical activities and social needs in frame of nature processes, and ecosystem management and basin management is a right way to change this system. And secondly, to solve these barriers and gaps between different groups we have in the planet, like government, business, public NGOs, and different other groups, we need to create such social corporation based on our ownership. Each person in the planet doesn't matter in which country should be owner of this whole biosphere ecosystem, not from just a climatic ecosystem, but from local ecosystem to regional and then other level, because ecosystem global sustainability of environmental sustainability consists from this all level of different level of ecosystems, from small ecosystems to basin ecosystem and global ecosystems like climate system of the planet. So we have to be such management system like common system where small groups support part of biggest group and support each other. And this is key our proposal to our government, to region from Central Asia, and for interregional cooperation between China, Russia, and other countries, Black Sea and Caspian Sea region countries, and to whole global system in our planet. And finally, I can show you our declaration. This is declaration we developed with colleagues from different countries, and mostly with scientists. We checked every word in this, every figure in this declaration. And this again started that nature ecosystem are basis of biological life on Earth. Million years, they supported climate stability, biochemical flows, global water circulation, and many processes necessary to support our life on our planet. Even we cannot understand and we cannot see this process. Maintaining favorable environmental parameters is important, is impossible without preservation natural ecosystems on the global scales. Impossible even with technology and finance. But human activities, they destroyed more than 75 natural ecosystem services. And I remember my slide with planetary boundaries. And this is from famous scientific institute like Potsdam and others. This slide, and to preserve the preservation of natural ecosystems is an urgent and common task for all countries, regardless of their relations, cultural differences, political, economical, and other goals. It's like building. Some neighbors are friends, some neighbors in the war, some floor are rich, some floor are poor. But if the basis of this building is under treats like nature base of whole our life and whole our activities, we need to forget all our conflicts and pay attention for our common and urgent goal as we have now in our planet. And global ecosystem services which underlie the entire global economy and make life on Earth possible should be taken under control and management of all people of the planet. So I mean that we have now, it's strange, but in our planet, we haven't now global ecosystem protection frame. We have different organizations like UNEP, like Climate Fund, and some global environmental fund, but all of them are fragmented, and they are not. They have not same powerful like different other processes. They destroying nature-based nature and ecosystem services like production of energy, oil, gas, natural resources, and military. So it means that we haven't in our planet even system and mechanism to protect our life, and we destroying very quickly all this biosphere. And we offer to recognize that biosphere is universal and main heritage of humanity, of all people, and the goal of preserving natural ecosystems is main priority of humans. And to support, we in this we support initiative Return Half of the Earth to Nature. You know this this initiative. This is linked, and this is very important initiative based on scientific calculations. And 20 years ago, one famous scientist, Viktor Gorshkov, calculated this, and after him, I saw many other independent calculations, 46, 49, but it means that we need half of Earth and not untouched territory to be sure that they will provide ecosystem services are important for our biological life. First of all, for human life, like climate, water cycle, and many other important processes needed for our life. And we need to initiate creation of global system to for the conservation and restoration of natural ecosystems, including creation of planetary joint stock company open to all people and all countries, public and state organizations, businesses, and any other groups for their involvement and interested participation in the preservation of the biosphere. I mean, interested that based on economical interest, not just for knowledge interest and understanding, but economical interest. And establish ecosystem limitation economic for on economic activities, including environmental pollution and the use of natural resources, as well as the control of the implementation. So we cannot continue to see that some countries destroying nature and forests and lakes and mountains and some species like apple and apricot and tulip. We need to build some global system of control for ecosystem protection, and to develop global fund for investment in nature based on assessment of cost of ecosystem services. You remember my figures from New York State stock that they calculated that global ecosystem services in 25 more than all activities around with oil and gas in the world. So this global fund should finance and support various levels of programs and projects, especially in poor countries, to protect ecosystems, because in such countries like Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan and many other countries, even in Kazakhstan, oil countries, but without environmental serious environmental part of budget for environmental protection. They such global fund can support programs and projects to protect ecosystem services, and for transition from narrow sectoral management to holistic ecosystem-based management, including water basin management with priority of nature conservation goals. In order to prevent an irreversible destruction of biosphere, the fundamental basis of human life, it is necessary to revise existing and create new economic and social management mechanisms necessary to ensure that ecosystem services are no longer preserved as free and unlimited, and economic management meets the interest of all people of the planet and ensures their interest participation. And this is declaration we developed several months ago, and we sent this declaration to all in different organizations. And I hope we need, not hope, I know that only this way to protect our life and human in the planet. No other ways, no chance just to continue with the system we have now in the planet, like different fragmented organizations like UNEP, JEF, Climate Fund, and different processes like for biodiversity, for climate change. We need to change the system, fragmented system, based on nature processes, based on ecosystem approach, based on holistic approach on nature processes, like as the ecosystem is a common and unique and divisible base for different activities, including economic activities, social activities. So we need to change our system of management we have now in all countries, in all levels. Thank you again. I stop my presentation. So, Julius, you like journalist, I guess I need to know if was all clear what I mentioned.
Yes, yes, it was clear to me. I mean, I think to understand the notion of a kind of joint company representing, that I would. How did you express that? Um, a company, an entity representing ecosystem health that all people would be invested in. That's something I would certainly need to think about. But what I would love to know is more about your background, how you came to this work. What is it that you do? I see there are other people here too. Perhaps they have questions as well.
Yeah. Thank you for this question. I forgot to say about myself. Um, During all my life, I'm working for environmental. I started from local level to work for in air pollution services in Karaganda city. It's one of industrial city in Kazakhstan. And then I was invited to work in hydromet system with hydromet system. It's monitoring and for air pollution, water pollution, and different. I work several years, and then I was invited in first Ministry of Environment created in last year of Soviet system. It was Goskompрирода, and I was invited like a specialist for this ministry. And then after 2 years, I was nominated as a head of a branch for Aral Sea region and Caspian Sea region. And then I had a very quick career, and then I was nominated like head of whole state control environmental system, including air, forest, soil, and biodiversity, water. And then I was invited by World Bank to develop first national environmental action plan for Kazakhstan during 2 years. And from that time, I'm working at the international level. Then I was I initiated creation of Central Asia, 5 countries, regional environmental center. I was first director during 6 years. And then I initiate different initiatives, how we can protect ecosystem, to protect Lake Balkhash. For Balkhash Lake, I was manager of EU project, and we developed this plan, and we had a lot of discussion about why we have system not with no chance to save this lake, because all activities from this region, from industry, from energy, from agriculture, all of them against of this lake. But all of them fully depends from health of this ecosystem. And they cannot understand this because they have short-term and only economical approach. Short-term approach means that if you owner of lake for 1 or 2 years only, you have license for 2 years, you have no chance to increase fish population. You have only time to cut all fishes. So this system is typical system for whole our planet, for all our countries. They just want to take, catch, and kill this. They can even say understand this, this is destroying whole planet. But we have short-term, I mean physically, all people, we have short-term thinking. We look only for tomorrow. If some environmentalists mentioned about 10 years in future, all people say no, it's just they just some this, it's just their businesses. Because they not serious, and then even all scientists mentioned about climate change, it's still many people they think it's maybe just fantasy, maybe some specific scientist or environmentalist looking for their work and future jobs. So it means that we need to not just to educate people, not just to use public. We need to change frame of all our relations, and to be all owner of nature and ecosystem services. In this frame, as I mentioned, social corporations, we will have all owner of as shareholders of all these environmental goods and services, and we will control all actions from government, from businesses, or from any neighbors or organization who will destroy our interest and ownership we can give to our children. So it's mean I understand after my more than 30 years of different level experience, because I worked many years for UN projects and for EU projects and for World Bank projects. I know how it works, and from my all this experience, I understood that we need to change the system, not just to say not enough money, we need new legislation, we need more education, we need training, we need capacity building. You know, in local level, if you will give them full ownership and rights to manage all this, like as I mentioned, Balkhash Lake ecosystem, they will manage all they need. They will find all knowledge, all scientific research, all people, all experts and professionals they need. So this is main basic approach to save our planet. Thank you again for your question.
Thank you.
Ryan?
Thank you, Bulat. Sorry for my video dropping again and again, but that's the way it is this morning. I was just wondering, do you have an idea on the places you've been working in, on young people movement, building some initiatives, or do you have an idea around that? How is this on this part of the globe? Is there land that are being used by younger generations, projects, more initiatives developing?
You know, if you will establish right system of governance, so all different groups like young generation, women, and traditional, I mean, historical groups, all of them will all of them will work together. They will manage very effectively of this common of their program. Then now we're trying to find different support and establish new program for young generation, for women, for different groups, for local population and others. It's not right approach. Right approach that all we are like one family working for in one as an owner for one place as in your home. You have no special program for for your husband or for your grandmother. You all together managing your home and your territory. So this is approach, and my approach again to change our fragmented and short-term based approaches for common approach and with full right for this territory. All people should be full owner of whole territory and whole ecosystem services, including global ecosystem services. And we need to establish like this global joint stock company with all people, and it's possible to manage because we do not need special, superpower government. It should, because we have internet now, we have now system, and we can manage all different things like global level and basin level and ecosystem level and lake ecosystem level. It's possible to manage like one part support other part. Sorry, is it answer or I am wrong with I don't understand here. So I can repeat again that after all my exercises and my experience to working for climate, I was a national coordinator for like national policy advisor for government for climate change during Kyoto Protocol, and I was member of different national green economy council and Sustainable Development Council. I was member of Global Water Partnership Program and Global Board of Directors in Water Partnership. I was more than 50 years member of Bureau of European Committee for Environmental Policy, including which covered 56 countries, more than 60 years. And I was more than 50 years national focal point for sustainable development goals of Kazakhstan. So I have enough experience to see from global level, regional, national, and local level how it's working. And then after this, I understood that we have wrong management governance system based on our administrative and sectoral borders. We need to change this because our life and planet under trouble. So we need to forget our relations and conflicts based on political situation, based on different things, because all our life is under trouble. And what is mean? My message that we need to announce urgent situation in the planet, urgent situation. We need to ask all government to stop different talking and declarations. They need to just to say our planet are under trouble, big trouble, and we need to start now, even because tomorrow will be too late, and we shall mobilize all our political will, finance, and powerful to and involve all people. I mean, not government will not do this, but people should to push and to establish this system. Because it's impossible to wait that government will say, okay, we're ready to broken our this borders and so on. No, it's impossible.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, and I was about to ask you about around that. Is is there's a way, I miss cultural background on that part of the world because I know that part of the world less. So I miss information. And I was just wondering, if people can get empowered and the way people could just share land, or I don't know about land ownership there, but is there a movement that could arise? And if yes, how? From the people, actually.
You know, market system establishes that key basic of market system is ownership of resources, because owner of land, owner of oil spills, owner of different things, but we mentioned about ownership of our planet. Nobody owner of planet, only people can be owner. And we mentioned about ownership of ecosystem, global ecosystem services. It means that each piece of land, doesn't matter in Africa, in Kazakhstan, in others, if destroying, it means that it's part of trouble for global ecosystem services. It should be system of global control, finance, support, and regulation of these ecosystem services. Ecosystem services is not part of any constitution. All constitutional countries mention only ownership on resources. Ecosystem services is still free. It's time to say for all people, it's our ownership, not of states, not of businesses, not of different groups and different private groups. It's owner. We are owner of these ecosystem services, and we want, if we can, establish system of governance of this ecosystem service, including finance, including control, including support, including regulations.
And is there a possibility, like, for land to be bought and as shared land to show some of models?
You see, when I mentioned that price and value of ecosystem services in 20 times more than all price of oil and gas, it means that we can pay and buy all this land from to importing for to support environmental sustainability. Even not only money, but of course we can use as well as new type of this new level of price, based on this understanding, because it's fact that New York stock market, they recognize the price of these ecosystem services in 20 times more than all market of oil and gas in 2020. So powerful of people, finance mechanism, system of control, and different other tools need important to stop destroying of our planet. Just use our declaration. We can use this declaration and then share this. And because I saw different declarations, but I didn't see any practical steps and practical actions to change this system.
Thank you. So you are proposing a paradigm shift in how we organize our environmental activism and the goals that we all share, and how we value.
Yeah. And I know what we need, why this problem, what we need, and how we can go even step by step. And it's possible still, because time is running and tomorrow it will be impossible.
I wanted to thank you for your strong voice in this and your clarity of what is needed next. And it feels like our feet are in such thick cement, we hardly can move. We're hoping without understanding which way to go. And your declaration, I so appreciate. I want to study it and see the words more clearly, understand more clearly, because this is unprecedented. I hate that word, but that's where we're at. And I am wondering if there are people you are currently working with who are hearing you that have some power, that have
Sorry, Catherine, thank you so much for your kind words. Only all people together can change this system. NGO is very weak in all countries, and in most countries they under pressure, under control. Environmental groups and professionals, they very small, they have small, powerful. Even Antonio Guterres stated every day that our planet under fire. Nobody responds for this. So people should understand, unite, and change this system. It's not like revolution. It's not conflict, because we mention about ecosystem services. We mention about system not established now, because all other systems should be continue to work, like energy production and food production. It's important, and health system, but all of them, they working, as I showed in my slide, all of them working without understanding of common goals and common priority and their relations and dependence of all these activities from these common goals, like Earth, planet, ecosystem stability. And this is key. It means that we have even no conflict with now current system. We just propose to add this fragmented system by common approach, common goals, and common management system.
So it looks like we need to move to the next session. So
Yeah,
I will
it's
say,
time.
so thank you to all, and see you over there.
I am so grateful for your work in this world. Thank you. And I hope that we get that declaration up on the Global Earth Repair page in full.
Thank you so much. Thank you for these opportunities, and hope we can do and change something. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.